What's up, MPX addicts? Welcome to MPX Rehab. I am your host, the hashtag certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host, as always,
the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
And we are coming to you live from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitch, whole 9 yards.
So many. So much.
I know, right? It's actually really cool. Go check us out. Whatever, whichever one you want to watch us on, that's absolutely awesome.
That's our 3 viewers, though, right? It's one on each. That's how it works?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just making sure.
We love all of you, all 3 of you. But, this week, obviously, last week, we didn't have a MPX show. A lot of people thought that was the joke. No, really. They were busy.
It was busy, and then it was also like we had decided there's no point in really doing a show. One, Destiny wasn't fully announced. Mm-hmm. And so we pretty much would do just a review, 30 minutes or so maybe it would take us.
Yeah.
Then we're here today doing just 30-minute preview for Destiny. That didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait till everything's announced and we can do an actual full show. And then, it blew up to something that shouldn't have.
No.
I was out of the hospital. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. I made the video to explain everything because apparently I'm the one who screwed up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the whole thing is, and it's been an issue ever since we've started because I've accidentally pissed people off for promotions with things we say because things get clipped. No one sees or reads or watches the full rant. And that's fine. That's media. That is, everything's a clip. So, and that's fine. And again,
everybody's in it for the soundbite.
Again, I am a fan. Yep. And we are the best and worst thing about wrestling.
That has been proven in the last week.
Exactly.
Majorly.
And it's one of those where I've said time and time again, I have the utmost respect for wrestlers because they do something that I cannot do and something I wish I could do. So when I say, I don't like this or I don't like this person, that's not entirely true. I respect them. It's just not my cup of tea wrestling-wise. The case in point, Wobble. Wobble is okay. He's just not for me.
Yeah.
He's all right in the ring. He's got great charisma. I just absolutely hate his fucking song.
And that's the song, not him.
Exactly. And it is not him. It is the song. So it's one of those where people are like, you don't like this, you hate this. I was like, no, it's just, it's not my cup of tea. But I mean, again, to anyone who I have offended or felt disrespected for, I truly don't mean it. I am sorry. It's just something, again, we're fans. We're opinionated. We are not in the business. We do not know everything. We speculate, we predict, we armchair book, whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean we don't like you or we disrespect you. We're just trying to do what we've actually been allowed to do, which is kind of great. I mean, how many wrestling fans actually get this opportunity to work this close to a company?
Yeah.
And the fact that we've actually gotten more companies that want us to work.
Careful about calling us fans. I've actually been reminded a lot in the last couple of weeks that no, we're not. We're actually workers. We're commentary.
And people say that, and I can't take it. I've always, even when we do work Legacy, I park in the front. I go through the front. I do not consider myself a worker because I'm not.
You should park in the back because that's where we're supposed to. We're actually on the show, I know.
But I'm not.
Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this show last time on MPX, Mayhem in Mid-Cities, one of my favorite titles for a show. I love it. I always just kind of expect it, I
was going to say, you're upset that it's not in May?
Yeah. It's like that's always, it's me. It's my thing. It's a personal thing. Don't take that for anything other than that. But, it was actually a really good show and it had a lot of things that I was super happy to see.
I enjoyed the very first segment that a lot of people think we hated. No, I thought it was great. Because again, I was laughing at it. I was too, because I've enjoyed the things Tatum has done. When we spoke last time that upset everyone, it was me trying to be that voice of the addicts, bringing up things I have heard from them. Me personally, I love it. There's not much in wrestling for me personally. Me, Kyle Smith, personally, you can do in wrestling that is offensive. And it's not even offensive. Things that will make me go, oh, why would you do that? Is like the incident at XPW.
Yeah.
That's not, to me, is it offensive? No, it's just why? That's gross and barbaric and makes no sense.
I would be less offended. I would be less offended by it if it hadn't happened at a show that kids were at.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
if that was this is an 18 plus only, no kids allowed.
Right.
Whatever.
See, and so like I said, that to me, not necessarily offensive, just why? Doesn't make sense. Like I said, there's not much in wrestling you do that I find offensive. So I've enjoyed everything Tatum's doing. I thought that apology, the most sincere, insincere apology, that Raven-esque apology from 98 or 97 when they crucified Sandman and Raven had to apologize. The way Tatum did it, I thought was great.
Yeah, no, that was fine. And I was making a joke when I made my post. And like I said, sometimes you make a joke and it doesn't land.
Yeah. But anyways, this kickoff Mayhem Mid-Cities with that segment, thought was great. And then to go right into a match that we all kind of thought was going to go one way.
Yeah, this is further proof that, no, really, guys, we don't always know how it's actually going to go down because we went into this match thinking for sure Aaron Eagle was going to win it.
Yep.
For sure it was going to be Aaron Eagle, the hero, versus the Texas Chainsaw, Sky de la Cremosa, for the MPX Addicts Championship at Destiny. No, very much not. As a matter of fact, it was like this was... Joe Angelo Garcia, Caleb Riley, Aaron Eagle, one-on-one.
Yep.
And this triple threat match was really good. And it's like, you say it's, that it's really easy for him to look good because he's up against good people, but at the same time, you can see it in him himself. Caleb Riley is good and getting better.
He is okay. There are things I see that, yes, so much potential. And you're like, holy crap, this kid has things that if he works on and he keeps getting the type of talent he's getting and just works and works and works, yes, he is going to be good. Now, there are a lot of times watch his matches, I'm like, ooh, still very young.
But
again, again, it's not bad. It's all learning experiences.
Yeah.
There are some times I do feel... should he be put in these type of moments this early on, not really knowing what to do yet? Look at the people just look at the talent he's been in there, that he's been lucky enough to be in there with.
Yeah.
With JD, with Tatum, with Eagle, with Garcia. Like, you have these moments where you're like, is he ready for this? And there are times in those matches you're like, oh, yeah, cool. And then there are other times you're like, oh, no, he's not.
But that happens. I mean, look at the rookies from the previous years and everything like that going up against some really, hot names.
Oh, yes.
Red Chambers got a title shot after title
Almost
shot
every week.
after title shot.
Yeah.
Time and again in his first month.
And it's one of those where it's the same thing. You look at it and you're like, should he be doing that?
But it worked out, and because he was in such big matches with huge names like that, time and time again. I mean, Red's one of the best wrestlers we've got because he's just willing to go.
And that's the thing, though, is even with those Red matches, you saw the potential, and he had that determination, and he kept getting better and better and better. Hopefully, Caleb has that. We have seen some rookies that have come in that are good, and then they kind of just phase out because it's either they personally can't take it or their heart's not in it. And granted, I don't know Caleb, never talked to him. Maybe it's going to be that way. Maybe it's
I'm not sure he talks.
Yeah.
I've tried to talk to him. He's always just very quiet. I don't know if Caleb talks.
But it is that thing where, yes, I see a shit ton of potential in Caleb in his matches. It's just one of those where it's like, should we maybe slow rise it a little more, give him some other things to do? But then again, I mean, the only way you're going to get better is working with top talent, which I do get that even, from football. You always want to go against the best because that's the only way you're going to make yourself better.
Yeah, I mean, it's William Regal said it. The best way to learn to wrestle is to wrestle people better than you.
Yes. So like I said, I think, yes, there is a lot of potential there, and I think it is going to be good. It's just one of those where there are times where you definitely see it.
I mean, that's fair.
And again, he's very young. He's had 6 matches.
We've been told that he's a kid that's had 5 matches.
Okay.
You need to relax.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. And again, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just curious. these type of moments, are they ready? Because it also does come with a mental type aspect. Are they mentally ready for it?
Yeah, I think he's holding up pretty well. You know, you might disagree, but I think he's doing pretty.
No,
good.
like I said,
but let's go ahead and talk about. Let's talk about the one who came out of this completely on top. He may not be the golden boy, but he is the highlight of the night. Joe Angelo Garcia.
And getting a title shot at Destiny. It's from my first time seeing him at the old building, always liked, because just talent. Always amazing when I watch him. And it's something where we've talked about on the show before with Joe. It's kind of like how we are with Kari right now. If you give him a chance, Joe can take it and run with it and make it successful. And we've seen that with Kari right now. Kari has taken this opportunity with the prospect title, and he has done phenomenal at it, like we thought he would.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Joe's the same way. I always felt Joe's a little bit underused and underrated for as good as he is.
He is definitely up there in the pantheon of guys that, you know, you look at and go, why hasn't he been top card more often?
Right.
Why hasn't he gone all the way in, you know, a number of places? You know, right there with Michael Schaefer.
Yes.
And until that huge swerve, we would be saying this about Larry.
Right.
But then we got the huge swerve at Hateful Eight and got one of the most entertaining title reigns I have ever seen.
Yeah. And so Joe finally getting this opportunity. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at Destiny, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Then we had a singles match, women's match, and this one just made my heart happy because we saw the return of Angel Blue taking on Killa Kate, and that's her name on the.
Killa Kate returned.
Yeah.
That's returning Killa Kate too.
Yeah. I was going with that's her name in you know the not so major indies. I don't know. I mean, it is MPX, so you know major.
Never mind.
She's part of women wrestling.
I understand.
She goes by a different name.
I understand
there.
you're talking about WoW, but can you really call WoW big time?
They call MLW big time. You can call WoW big time.
I can't call WoW big time. I'm sorry.
But
tell me what channel it's on.
Tell me what channel MLW's on.
And what?
What channel is MLW on?
Reels.
Reels?
Yes.
What the fuck is Reels?
It's a cable channel. Reels and YouTube.
But
don't hate women's wrestling.
Need to get a shirt made.
No, we don't. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Go ahead. Make a shirt and give me money.
Make a shirt that says, I don't hate women's wrestling.
No, make a shirt that says Kyle hates women's wrestling. Make a shirt that says Kyle doesn't hate women's wrestling. Make money both ways. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm down with that. But this one, where it was actually even pointed out by Cody on commentary that this was kind of backwards from the last time we saw these two.
Yes.
Because, you know, I'm so used to seeing Angel Blue as just one of the consummate heels, and Killa Kate came into MPX as the fresh baby face and all that. And coming back to where Kate is the villain and Angel is the returning hero.
And we had talked about it when we previewed it, is how can you boo Angel on this return?
Yeah.
Something that should have been career ending, stuff like that.
Especially if you happen to have seen or been there for her return match at the Showcase for the Immortal. So, yeah, no, I totally agree. Having her be the face in this was just absolutely the right call, in my opinion.
It's the right call here. I'm not going to lie. She is good. She looks amazing, better than I think the last time we saw her. But as far as face heel, I always want Blue heel. Blue is an amazing heel.
Oh, no, she's fantastic, heels. Yeah.
And while yes, this is a cool feel-good moment, man, the next thing she needs to do is do some type of heel turn. Have her fucking attack Hilda or something like that. Blue heel needs to be there.
My problem with that is, and that once again just leaves us with one face woman.
Right.
That's it.
Granted, if you technically look at the MPX roster, which I know we bring people in left and right, Hilda's the only mainstay female. Fine, let her be a face. Bring in a bunch of heels to go against the face. If we had an actual full women's roster that was there week in and week out like Hilda, cool, I could get that argument. They're all heels and there's only one face.
I feel like we're trying to build that, though. I mean, we've got MJ Santana coming in more on a semi-consistent basis. Angel Blue's back. Who knows if we're going to have her, consistently, or if this is
and I guess that's part of the thing is we got to wait to see how many come back. Because, we have MJ coming in every now and then. We've seen her 3 times, I think, with this feud with Hilda. We've seen Morgan twice, who used to be the MPX mainstay. Mm-hmm. I just feel we don't have the women's roster that we used to, and it's one of those where
a lot of them retired. So
yes, but it's one of those where they did have people going through training in the school, but then when they graduated, they've kind of just not used them. So then they've gone elsewhere. Like Morgan is a champion at multiple promotions because MPX wasn't going to use her or didn't know what to do with her, so she's going to go elsewhere, and that's something I do feel maybe is going to happen to Hilda too, because Hilda is talented.
Oh yes.
From the little bits we've seen here and there, Hilda definitely could find a spot on other shows.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, if you think about Hot Women's Championship, she could easily go and compete for that.
Yes.
Danny B, who she's going to be facing next time, there's I don't know who that is either. But
Promise Brixton's good. You've seen her a couple times, I think, actually. Yeah, I think so. But no, that's the thing. It's just. While people say I hate women's wrestling, I don't. It's something I just wish we had.
It's a running gag.
I wish we had more of a division for the women. We complained and bitched and wanted a tag division, and we finally got a tag division.
Oh yeah,
that was one of the first things we kind of complained about when we started this. And over the course of the years, we've had very good tag team divisions.
Even as much as I was starting to get a little bored with the constant back and forth between the all of 3 teams we had, it was still compared to previous years in which we had larger than life / Impact players and
Lost
whoever
Boys.
They brought in this week.
Yeah.
until they brought the Lost Boys back in.
Right.
It's like, having at least 3 teams to go back and forth was good.
Yeah. And it's one of those where you look at it now, and we'll talk about it later in Destiny, but we're going to have a tag team turmoil, which, again, don't know how many teams, but I would hope at least 6 or 8. That's normally a good turmoil. If it's just 4, just do a fatal 4-way. Yeah. But anyways.
Since we're talking about tag teams, let's go finish up with this match. Angel Blue coming out with the win on this one. And honestly, she did look good. She did look strong.
She looked really good, and Kate did very well as a heel. I've seen Blue heel. I think ever since I've seen Blue, she's always been heel, and it's just always been great.
It's just weird, yeah. But going into tag teams, because that's what we had next, we had the Confident Cards taking on the Entourage, which was actually Schaefer in LP.
Yes.
And, the whole group was there this time, too.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing.
Sapo made it.
I really, yeah, we'll talk about it later, but I kind of hope Tag Team Turmoil, we have Entourage, and we have Entourage 2. We actually use all 4 of them. You have Schaefer and LP because...
I don't know if he's... I don't know if he's cleared to wrestle, but yes, I would love to see Sapo and Paulie go, as a tag
let's
team.
put it this way. Even if, say, Sapo's not fully cleared, it's a tag match, you can kind of hide that. Especially being Sapo and Paulie. If they are in there, I don't think anyone technically really would expect them to win. If you have Sapo just on the outside the whole time, then gets a tag, 1 move, 1, 2, 3, it serves the purpose of, hey, guess what? He still is an active wrestler. We still, technically, you don't know which 4 members of the Entourage you're going to get. It would be a cool little story thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I think it would be even funnier if all of that happened and it ended up being Paulie and Sapo that won.
Yeah.
But that's armchair booking right there and just, complete fantasy.
But Confident Cards and Entourage, great. Like I've said before, I like the Confident Cards. I think they are a better team than singly. They work so well. It's always good to see good tag team wrestling because of how well people work.
Yeah.
And just how they know what to do and their partner. It's just like one brain working together. And it's amazing to see. And both these teams do. Obviously, Schaefer and LP been together for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So to see these 2
and they're not even one of those teams that only has one brain between them to work together.
Right. So, see that? I don't know which one that's a dig at, but I'm not taking it.
I'll let everybody else decide who that's a dig at.
Well, we know who's mad at us now. Good job. We just got canceled again by someone. But that's the thing. This tag match is good. And like I said, the tag team division we have leading into Destiny in this tag team turmoil, I'm super excited for because, again, I love tag team wrestling. It's one of my favorite things in wrestling.
Yes.
And the Entourage getting the win here. And then, the Children of Scorn coming out saying, hey, congratulations. But guess what? Tag team turmoil, we're starting.
Yeah.
So you literally are starting the turmoil with your champions against, I guess, technically what would be considered the number one contenders. But then the tag team turmoil, it's a gauntlet style. So whoever wins that, say the Scorn win, there's another team coming out to face them. Then another team, and another team, maybe more, we don't know. To have the Children of Scorn start that and try to run through a gauntlet, that just screams new champs to me. It does.
Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, because we've seen it before where the team that starts actually finishes as well. So,
and we've also seen where they make it all the way and then lose in the end. So I guess
that's also true. Yeah,
it can go either way, and that's the thing I think I like.
We don't actually know how this is going to end,
and I think that's the thing I like about the tag team turmoil is the fact that it's a mystery, and I love mysteries. You don't know what team's going to come out. We could have a team that hasn't even debuted in MPX. Say, fucking the Innocents comes in. Say the Camachos come in. Like, we don't know what teams are going to appear. It could even be a brand new team. Maybe Casey found a partner, and Casey's going to re-debut. Who knows? Like, that's always, I love the mystery of it.
Who knows? Yeah, that'd be pretty great. But then we had the singles match as Angel Camacho took on Shimbashi, and a lot of people were not entirely sure how this was going to end because, Shimbashi's good, but Angel Camacho's a beast.
Juggernaut, sir. Puerto Rican, to be specific.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican juggernaut, which means unstoppable, which means,
Because he's Puerto Rican or the juggernaut part?
The juggernaut.
Oh, okay. So you can stop Puerto Ricans? I don't know.
Where are you going with this?
I literally don't know. I'm just talking.
You're so white.
But this match was actually
Southeast Dallas Streets 214.
Dog.
Love you. Yes, this match was again, on paper, you look at it and you're not know how it's going to work.
Yeah,
and especially since this is a different Shimbashi than we're used to at MPX. We're getting this face Shimbashi, which is amazing. Yeah. And yes, he is super talented.
Scrappy underdog.
Exactly. And it's great to see him work because he's a great worker. And then to see him develop this face character with the Addicts. And it's great to see. And then you got Angel, who, is just a juggernaut beast that is amazing. And people, when given the opportunity, Angel can go. Angel can work. Angel can move.
And that's actually what made this match really good, in my opinion, is the fact that it let Angel show that, no, he really can move.
Well, and that's the thing. When these bigger wrestlers get in there, Schaefer, Angel, Brent, Brick, Damo, they can go. And they can do long matches. But given the landscape of wrestling, that's not what people want with big men. They want 5-minute squash match, 12-minute squash match,
5-minute squash match, or where one guy stands in the middle of the ring for a couple of minutes and does strikes.
When you have talents,
not bitter about that one.
When you have talents and athletes like that can actually go and do moves and are agile, and you let them actually work, holy shit, is it not more impressive?
Yeah.
Look back to Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe was kicking ass in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
When they would let him do 30-minute matches, 45 matches, hour-long matches, they're some of the best matches in the world.
Yeah.
And that's a guy who you look at and you're like, I don't know if he can do that. And then he does, and you're like, holy shit, that's impressive as fuck. I mean, it's just one of those things where if they would let him do it, and not just MPX, more companies, if they let him go, it's great. Why?
Because of one of the comments.
Yes.
I love how you only need to see the first half to know what it says.
Big mini men slapping meat. Love it.
But no, this Shimbashi coming away with the win on this one was, it's like, it felt a little like like holy crap, surprise, upset kind of thing. But then at the same time, it's like, unfortunately, Angel doesn't always have the greatest luck against the little guys. Look how he fared against Tommy Prince.
I was going to say against the little guys, and especially at MPX. It's one of those where Angel Angel feels he's kind of got that Schaefer booking kind of where he's dominant. Oh, we don't know what to do with you. Here we go. And then just kind of fall off. And it's weird because like I've said before, I've never understood the booking landscape of MPX history and Michael Schaefer. And it's one of those where, and again, I'm a fan, so it's maybe personal biasness, but if I'm running a company, I'm building my company around someone like Schaefer. Just super talented, has the mic skills, has the charisma, has the athletic ability.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And Angel's kind of the same way. But to have Shimbashi get this win, yes, to me, huge shock. I dare say huge upset. But it's one of those things where, okay, cool, we have that now. What are we going to do with it? Because, again, I'm always surprised.
I'd love to see something go forward with that. Yeah,
I am, too, because I'm always surprised when we get Shimbashi. Because, one, he's super booked, and then, two, he's not here a lot. So when we finally get it, it's like, okay, cool. Now we got this kind of momentum. Are we going to do something with it? Mm-hmm. And, again, not every win's momentum. I understand that. And it's trust the process, and MPX really hasn't
trust
ever
the psychology
let us down. So, but again, I guess, we're definitely going to talk about it later with ideas and predictions, but Kari's got a mystery opponent. Mm-hmm. Kari and Shimbashi would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, I was like, honestly, when I found out what we are getting at Destiny with certain things, I was like, not my absolute first choice, but I'm not going to complain about this choice.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But let's go ahead and go on to the next match. Another women's match. 2 women's matches on an MPX show.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm going to get a message later, I'm sure.
Probably.
But MJ Santana versus Hilda ahead of their match at Destiny, in which they will both have absolute monsters in the ring with them on each side. But this is just the setup for that, as MJ Santana and Hilda going one-on-one, and this match was really good.
Yeah, it was, and it's one of those where it's like I said when we previewed it. I don't necessarily know if I would have this match ahead of the tag match.
Yeah.
It just leave them. You literally have a big match coming up, kind of separate it,
Yeah.
But yeah, good match. Hilda obviously busting her nose a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I guess MJ
has
busting Hilda's nose.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's got bad luck with that. How many times has she had her nose busted? Like 2-3 times?
2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
But it's, just builds character, right?
Yeah.
But no, obviously, continuing the match, finishing it. And then obviously, thank God we didn't have a show last week. Give it enough time to heal. Otherwise, that tag match could have been in jeopardy, maybe.
Yeah, it would have been mostly Abaddon.
But yeah, match stuff was good. I just, again, don't know if I'd necessarily have this match right before the really big match coming up. And then also has Hilda beat MJ yet? It seems one-sided, doesn't it?
No, she hasn't beat MJ yet.
In tag matches and singles, I don't think she's ever got an upper hand.
Yeah, no, it has not ended well for her anytime. But MJ coming away with
Charlotte
this
Flair
one
sucks. Yeah.
Hi, Tony. Because he is,
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Hey,
but we had
Flair
the MPX Prospect Championship defense, which had to be it was match of the night for me. It really was.
I definitely think it was maybe Moment because Kari and Eagle playing off each other was good.
Yeah.
There are times Kari, I don't know, wish he would have said more. Because he just kind of sat there holding the title, shaking his head, which I get. It worked.
Yeah.
But, man, there are sometimes
it let Aaron go on and ramble and show the breakdown that he is having with all of this.
Yeah, which was great.
It's not going well for Aaron Eagle at all. For the man who cancels everybody, he seems to be on the verge of cancellation himself.
I don't know if I go that far because even in defeat, Eagle got something really great.
I agree with that. But it's like the match becomes official and Kari rolls up real quick for the win.
Yeah,
and that's but it's one of those things. It's a moment. It's a character moment. Like I said, it shows the breakdown of Aaron Eagle with this, and it shows the fact that Kari's like, oh no.
Yeah,
he's not going to be in a match unless he knows he can win it.
Well, not even that. It's also, I mean, technically, Kari does have an argument to be made that he's already made all 4 defenses. When you have 2 announced matches and those matches don't happen, that is a forfeit. Therefore,
but they were never called as a forfeit. Therefore, it's like he didn't really get a win on that. They were just no.
Cody
contest.
had already announced the match. Does that not mean the match was already there? Yeah.
Remember, otherwise, Livy Loca would have been MPX champion.
She was.
For a night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
See? It's there.
Yeah. But.
My champion. I don't care.
I'm not going to.
Ew, gross.
Ow.
Oh, love. But.
Don't take beer up the nose. But yes, Kari getting this win, and obviously Eagle throwing kind of a tantrum, I guess, a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then Ernie coming out.
I almost expected a full Christian breakdown. Remember when?
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. There's a little bit of that there. But again, Ernie coming out saying, "Oh, you have a match," and then playing the whole Chris Bay and the Destiny video, and now it's Chris Bay versus Aaron Eagle.
Mm-hmm. And like I said,
is great.
For me, that was not my first choice. My first choice would have been that's Kari's 4th defense right there. Would it have been a little obvious? Probably.
But see, and that is the other thing is, I guess given what we've had in the recent history, would it be obvious?
Maybe not.
I mean, and granted, everyone knows I fucking hated that when it happened. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't like if it was Chris Bay either. Again, that proves it's not just Kid Bandit. I don't want my title to leave my show regardless of who it is. Give the fucking belt to Jon Moxley. I would still be fucking pissed that it's not there weekly.
I was gonna say, it's like unless Jon Moxley showed up next week.
Still, if he showed up, took the prospect title and left, I still would be mad.
Yeah.
It has no bearing on who the champ is, because a lot of people thought I hate Kid Bandit. I don't. People think I hate that. I don't get it. I really don't. But anyway.
Because you're very, very opinionated on certain factors.
But that's the thing about wrestling.
And they think that since you have opinions about this certain specific thing within it, you must hate the whole thing.
Right, which I don't.
You hate Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania. You obviously think the booking was stupid, right?
And I didn't, either one.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like...
But that's the thing. So having this match with Eagle, like I said, my first choice, yes, kind of would have been maybe someone younger to really kind of develop that. Mm-hmm. Like I had brought up, Shane Strickland and Ryan Remington. That helped Ryan so much in that match.
Yeah.
But again, having Chris Bay go against Eagle, it's going to be a phenomenal match. And if you look at the card, which is a stacked card, it very well may be match of the night.
Yeah.
Given how good Eagle is. And I think people kind of forget how good Eagle is because he had such a long break in his career. And you've seen him come back. And even in the time he's come back, see how much growth he's had as a character, as this whole hero, as the cancellation, all that stuff. It's beautiful to see. And when you look at the card and how they laid it out, there really is no other choice than Eagle to do it.
That's up in the air. That I think that's subjective, but I'm not upset at this at all because I think that's going to be a great match, and I think it could very well be a match of the year contender on its own.
It is, and I think it is a great swerve in the fact that we all thought it was going to be Eagle versus Sky, and then when that didn't happen, we're like, at least my first thought is, Eagle's somehow going to take Joey out, or he's going to interfere, or he's going to somehow get that Addicts title match at Destiny. And then they announced this. I'm like, okay, awesome. Great. Again, kind of trust the process.
Yep. But speaking of that Addicts Championship, that was our main event at Mayhem at Mid-Cities. And I think, short of having Red Chambers there to be in the main event, this defines Mayhem as much as possible. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why we're another reason we're glad that he wasn't there at Mayhem. We did have a show last week. He's the new Hobbles.
Yeah, no.
Stop.
But Sky de Lacrimosa once again inserted into somebody else's feud a little bit, but this one was less that as the show.
I think I love that storyline too, is because he's shoved in front of Mikey and Dylan, and he's like, I'm in this soon. They don't care. I'm like, and I even said it. I was like, man, I really want them to do the whole thing again, and then Locke and Sykes just both hit him. And we kind of got that. Like, it definitely was more of a fight than just, hey, I'm going to wait and pick someone off.
Yeah.
Because, again, you've got Locke in there who I think you could put Locke's best friend in there like Smasher. Locke's not going to care. He's going to fuck him up.
Oh, yeah.
That's the type of mindset that Locke has.
No, very much so. I think if the two of them both at the same time had been in the Rumble, as only two left or something like that, oh, yeah, they'd have fucked each other up. But that's Mayhem Mafia for you.
Exactly. And, that's the thing. And Sykes still is just, honestly, he's had great matches, and he's coming back. Sykes is still trying to prove his name to the Addicts, which he really shouldn't have to do because Sykes is amazing. But it's
been a few years.
It is. And you can tell, though, when he's out there, he is trying to prove a point. He is trying to make a name for himself in MPX. Oh, yeah. And I love when wrestlers come and do that. We saw it, 3 or 4 weeks ago when Jet Black came. You could tell that man was trying to make a fucking impression on everyone, and he did.
And he did, yes.
I mean, and Sykes does the same thing week in and week out when we've seen him. He is trying to make his name known.
And it's working out for him, in my opinion. Honestly, I loved when he first came to MPX, he got win after win after win. It's like he was undefeated for 3 weeks straight.
Yep.
And that's when I'm like, hey, considering he's undefeated, that almost feels like he should get, an Addicts Championship shot.
And he did.
And he did. He lost that shot,
yes,
but
did.
Still he got the shot.
Who beat him?
That would be Mr. Match of the Night.
Thank you.
Remington.
Yes. Good match, though.
It was Match of the Night.
And it was, before we were PG and we had a flippy shit chant started.
Yeah. I was I'm sitting there going, we should be starting that chant. And wait a minute. No, Rusty, come get mad at us.
Yes, nowadays. Back in the day.
Okay, so we just replace shit with stuff.
Well, now let's be honest though. If it's past 9 o'clock, flippy shit's okay. It's past 9 o'clock.
We'll see. But this match was really, really good, and honestly, it was a good main event.
Yes, it was.
Sky coming away with a win again, so we're going to definitely see Joe Angelo Garcia and Sky de Lacrimosa at Destiny, and we'll talk about that one a lot more in just a moment.
On this commercial break.
If I had commercials, you better believe we'd do that.
Can we get a beer commercial?
Only if it's Bud Light.
Yeah, let's piss off more people. Great.
Yeah.
It's okay. Kid Rock doesn't watch the shit.
I was going to say, that's the kind of pissing people off I'm here for.
That is true.
But MPX Destiny is this weekend. If you don't have your tickets, get your tickets. We got the notification, no comps allowed, which means that tickets are not exactly, plentiful.
Yeah.
So
that's one way to say that.
Yeah. And given the match lineup alone, I'm really looking forward to it because, just when it comes to the matches that don't have titles involved, those alone are really good. I mean, we got Aaron Eagle versus Chris Bay, like we were just talking about.
Well, and that's the thing, because we always talk about there's the big 4 cards, Destiny being one of them. The point of a good card is, even though there's not a title online, there is something there. It's a rivalry ending. There are stakes there.
It's a huge spectacle, if nothing else, like this match.
Exactly. Like you said, you're talking about it like when we look at the card, the only one that doesn't really have something built in is Eagle and Bay. But there is something built in the fact that Eagle's trying to prove he is who he says and thinks he is. And you've got Chris Bay, world-renowned wrestler, current Impact Tag Champion, I believe, with the Bullet Club, with him and Ace Austin. Obviously, a super phenomenal talent. for some reason, and it may be similar size and wrestling styles, people compare him a lot to Shane Strickland. I think Chris Bay is a lot better than Shane Strickland. Chris Bay, and Strickland's good. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like Strickland. But there is something about Chris Bay. I don't know if it's his charisma or the way he works, but Chris Bay is amazing.
For me, it helps that I've actually talked to Chris Bay, and I haven't talked to Shane Strickland or Swerve Strickland, because,
Swerve is a super cool guy. The last couple times he was at MPX, super cool guy to talk to.
No, I have no doubt of that, but I've actually talked to Bay, so I've got more of a attachment to Bay.
It's one of those names that I wish people knew more. And it's one of those things where, and I've talked with people outside of this show, is people are losing their mind over Abaddon, which I get. Abaddon's fine, it's cool. That's what you're into. That's great. Chris Bay is the fucking attraction that is coming here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not Abaddon. It is Chris Bay.
I mean, it's both of them. Really.
It is both. But the fact that we are actually getting Chris Bay with how booked and talented he is, it does surprise me. When we got him last year, yes, he was talented and big name, but not as big as he is now.
It's like he hadn't quite. I mean, he had. By that point, he had joined the Bullet Club, hadn't he?
Not last year, I don't think. Okay. I think he joined it shortly after.
But it's like he was building his name last year. This year, he is the name.
Exactly. And it's one of those where yes, he's Bullet Club, but let's be honest, Bullet Club's kind of dead. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah,
besides Bay and Austin, to be honest, I can't tell you who's in the Bullet Club. So, because Jay White left, Juice Robinson left. I think David Finlay is the leader now, if that tells you anything. And it's nothing against David Finlay. I like David Finlay.
Is that Fitz's son?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Tama and Tonga left. So it's one of those where it's like the Good Brothers and AJ are obviously busy. Like, it's one of those where it's like, Bullet Club's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
So, what?
But we've also got, like we were talking about, the rivalry between Aaron Sykes and Matlock going on, in which these two have been butting heads since Aaron Sykes came back to MPX. And it's going to be a hard-hitting match, because you got Matlock, one of the strongest competitors of Texas Strong Style, and you've got Aaron Sykes, who's gone down to Mexico and learned their style, from them. And it's going to be a match to watch. It
is. It's going to be amazing. And when you have such a stacked card like this, it's easy to say, this one's going to be match night. This one's going to be match night. This one might be a sleeper for it, because I think we've seen it, so people know what to expect. But knowing Locke and Sykes, and knowing that they think the Addicts know what they're going to get, they're going to do something completely different. And so I do feel they are going to, I think everyone on this card, when you're on a night like this, when it's one of your biggest shows, every one of them is going to try to outdo each other.
Yeah.
Look at WrestleMania Night 1. Every match tried to outdo the match previous.
That's why all of them were so freaking amazing.
Exactly. And I think it's going to happen here too. I think you're going to see everyone give 110%, just trying to outdo what happened before.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that's going to be the same with Mikey B and Dylan Cavens, as they're going to be taking each other on, because they've had a buildup of a feud, starting from just, talking trash to each other online, to, ruining each other's attempts to get the MPX Prospect Championship, to, this now.
I still feel this should be like Sammy's boots on a ladder match or something. I think this is
boots on a pole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Russo. Hold up. We don't have poles in MPX. Could you imagine trying to put one there? It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't. It would look
back
weird.
when the ring was right up against the
the pole, maybe.
But not now.
And that's the other thing I'm really curious to see is what renovations did we get?
Well,
that's going to be cool. Hopefully it's something good.
I've talked with some people backstage, and I've talked to the local handyman, and I've learned nothing.
Yeah, of course. As well as you should. Yeah. Again, people don't tell us things for Every time people think someone tells something, they don't.
Yeah. It's like, no, most of the stuff that we
Most
know
things we
is
say
because
here is we just guess.
we either guess or somebody said it online and we know that way.
True.
Like, that will always be just like when the boys debuted. It's like, how did you know? They said it on their page. That's how we knew.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we know for sure is they were trying to sell the old couches and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Which I wish I had the money because those would go great here. They'd be comfortable.
I understand that, but I'll be honest, I don't want to sit on that. Unless you deep clean that shit, I don't want to sit on it.
True. We know who sat on that before, so. But yeah, those are the matches without stakes, quote unquote. But the ones I said quote unquote as
I will say the two they have a feud. Eagle and Bays are the one that didn't have stakes. Like Mikey and Dylan, there's a blood feud there. Mm-hmm. Sykes Locke, there's a blood feud there.
Well, I'm talking like
there's no title.
There's no title involved.
Yeah.
It's like, but then there's of course like the blood match, the grudge match between Hilda and Abaddon and MJ Santana and Morgan Mercy. This one's gonna be pretty heavy.
I think it's gonna be good. I am super excited to see Morgan and Abaddon go at it. I think that is gonna be great, and it's very weird to look at this match and. I don't know Abaddon's history, so I'm kind of taking that out. I'm only talking about Hilda and MJ. Mm-hmm. Morgan being the vet out of that in 4 years, 3? Like, I'm trying to think how long she's been in it. I know that. Yeah.
Morgan was part of the Rookie of the Year group for last year.
No.
Yeah.
She's been at it way longer than that.
No.
This is year 2.
Really?
Yeah.
As good as she is, and and many other promotions have put titles on her. It's only been 2 years. No.
School of Kirby.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. No, that's crazy to think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to most is Morgan and Abaddon kind of going at it because again, that's having that style of Morgan really being in there and being able to be physical with someone who, and it's no offense to any other people in this match or opponents Morgan has had, but that isn't going to be fragile, that Morgan can literally just throw around. Mm-hmm. That's going to be cool to see.
Yeah. Oh, talking to Brick. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one because, it's like I do want to see that Abaddon Morgan fight.
Yes.
And personally, I'd like to see Hilda get the comeuppance that she deserves to get against MJ Santana. But that's me.
But, okay, are you looking for her against MJ or against Morgan? Because Morgan and Hilda is technically the feud.
Well, the longer feud is between MJ and Hilda.
True.
That's why the two of them are being,
That may be a longer feud, but do you not think the Morgan turning on Hilda overrides that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But, that was an in-the-moment thing. I'm talking like...
Well, Hilda cost Morgan a win, so yeah. Good for you, Morgan. Hey, it's what I wanted. I wanted a heel Morgan and MPX, and we're getting it, and I'm excited.
But let's talk about those championship matches. I mean, we've got the tag team turmoil match on its own is going to be incredible. We talked a little bit about that, but I'm just wondering what other teams are we going to see?
Exactly.
Are we going to see Confident Cards in there anyway? Are we going to see Purple Haze show back up? Afro Circus? No,
because Afro Circus is part of Purple Haze, so no.
Well, there's also Dr. A. He was part of, on the outside.
Is he still a thing?
He's trying.
Okay. But that's the thing is, who are we going to get? Like I said, does Casey and Noah come back for some reason? Mm-hmm. Do the Camachos come? Do the Innocents come?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan's busy, but what if that match happens early on and it's him and Demo?
Get Brilliant Jim's in there. It's like
there's a lot of tag teams and just maybe random people. What if I don't know? What if Nate Collins brings Martinez? There's a lot of there's a lot of tag teams in the area that we could fill this with. But again, it's how many are we getting? Are we getting 6, 7, 8, 5, 10?
Ooh, Tyler Jett. Dmitry Alexandrov, Berserkers come back and get the belts.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
The Jets.
Maybe.
Ryan comes out of retirement. We get larger in life one more time.
Yeah.
Just to drop the title the next
That's
week.
totally not going to happen. But
Great. Hey, still excited. As long as I get fucking Jamie at ringside and Ryan back in the ring, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's one night, all for it.
or hell,
Livy
Matthew
and
Palmer,
Benny D. Why not?
Matthew Palmer, James Johnson.
Oh, God. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be so great.
Although I'm pretty sure after talking with James Johnson last month, he's like, no,
Probably.
that's not happening. But it's like anything could happen. That's why it's called Tag Team Turmoil.
Yes.
It'll be so interesting to see what happens. But there's also the other matches. The MPX Prospect Championship is going to be a mystery opponent. I'm really, really interested. I mean, we talked about who it could be. Anybody for the tag teams.
Could be anybody for this mystery. Could be Demo. Could be Brick. Could be Shambashi. Which, like I said,
if it's Brick, I'm so sorry, Kari.
I mean, let's be honest. It's the fourth defense. We're kind of sorry Kari already, are we? Like, do you see Kari kind of getting the fourth win and carrying it and cashing in on Red or Tatum?
I could see it. He's the ultimate opportunist. Of course, it could also be that, he could get the ultimate, screw you from, somebody who's got a long-time grudge with him.
X gonna give it to him?
Yeah. Although, that actually wasn't written down. Wasn't there supposed to be an Exodus versus Tommy Becker match?
Pretty sure there is an Exodus versus Tommy match,
Yeah.
which I wish it was a submission. I don't think it was ever announced that way, but it really should be given the events that happened leading up to it.
I don't know. I mean, we saw Ernie come out and say that you guys, are going to get your match at Destiny if you don't touch each other.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen either of them since.
So I'm pretty sure that match is still on. Maybe production just forgot to write it down. Yeah. I do think that match is still there.
Talked about it too much since.
I feel like I saw Tommy or Exodus on Instagram post the graphic though.
Yeah.
So I think that is still there. Again, I really do wish that it was a submission though. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe one of them's hurt and the match had to get pulled. Who knows? But again, the mystery opponent for Kari, it's one of those things where it literally could be anyone, and I love that. It's one reason I'm looking so forward to Tag Team Turmoil is
I love the mystery of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's when we talk about, it's like not having a whole bunch of announcements at the Rumble, we like that because, I mean, I don't like it as what we do here because it gives us less to talk about.
Right.
But when you're there watching it, it's more fun to have.
It is. And yes, it makes our job very hard because then again, we do this whole fantasy booking and we get our own heads and we get super psyched for someone and then it doesn't happen. Yep. And we're like, meh.
Like, Exodus Prime winning the Rumble and going on to face Tatum here at Destiny. Didn't happen.
No. And I still swear there was a video saying he declared for the Rumble, but whatever. I was told I was wrong.
But there's that one, Sky de la Cremosa versus Joe Angelo Garcia.
Yes.
The Addicts Championship match.
Which, again...
Do you think Joe's finally going to get, a solid...
And seeing that's the thing.
Singles title here?
I don't know, because I love Joe. I think he deserves a title, but given the circumstances and how Sky won this, it seems a little too soon to take it off of him.
That's true.
Unless you're going to build to something bigger for him. I see Sky retaining. I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
I could see that, but at the same time, this is Joe. We talk about how they keep putting him up there, but never pull the trigger.
Hispanic cause a panic.
Yeah.
Are you panicking?
Highlight of the night. So this could be, like I said, this could be, like I said, this could be Joe getting a solid, not instantly in danger title shot.
It's very possible.
That's the thing with the Prospect Championship. It always feels like that one's in danger until you solidify it.
Until you solidify it, or even, like I said when Kari won it, the matches we're going to get at him are going to be phenomenal. And they really were. Two of them are even match of the year's contenders. Really, again, him and Stevie is by far my number one vote for match of the year so far. Yeah.
Him and Jet Black was
phenomenal.
Just amazing and made Jet Black instantly a name in MPX. Hope we get to see him again.
Yeah.
But
and that's the thing is with this mystery opponent, with it being the fourth defense, I do think it's going to be a big name. I just don't know who.
Yeah.
But Sky and Joe, like I said, just given the circumstances around everything with Sky, I don't think it's time yet.
It could be. To answer a quick question, it has been proven that no, James, the MPX Prospect Championship does not necessarily have to be on the MPX champion himself. As a matter of fact,
doesn't.
Dave Sagan, who you can't see on the frame, he cashed it in. He cashed it in on Ryan Remington for the MPX Addicts Championship, and that is actually what ended the long reign of Mr. Match of the Night.
Yes. Two things that upset me about that. One, ended Ryan's reign. And two, you have an opportunity for the biggest title, but you're going to choose your blood food more. Okay, fine. But I mean, just think
it was there. He got it specifically so he could piss off Jamie and Ryan.
Right, but I mean, it's just also take it to the big Fed. Money in the Bank Royal Rumble winner. Hey, guess what? I've got this chance. What am I going to do? I'm going to go for the NXT title, the lower brand title. I'm going to go for the U.S. title.
Didn't somebody challenge for the NXT Championship with Money in the Bank?
Oh, that would be Miss Charlotte Flair, who sucks and is stupid. Thank you for laying that up for me. I love it.
Got him, Kane.
Female Brock Lesnar booking.
That wasn't even me, and I love that. But no, that's the thing is, yes, so say Kari does cash out for. He can go for a tag title. He can go for the Addicts title. I don't see the point not going for the big title.
Honestly, I think Kari wins all four. He's going to go for the MPX Championship. Doesn't matter if it's Tatum or Red that has the belt.
Kari doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I fully expect to see him cash in at the end of the night because he is an opportunist like that.
Well, given the match type it is, which also bothers me.
I wasn't going to say
Red
anything.
Rain is a Purple Rain thing.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, I definitely was going to as soon as they announced it. No holds barred. Anything goes. Hardcore. Whatever else you want to call it, fine. Why does it have to be called Red Rain when that is a Purple Rain
Because it's going to be the start of Red's reign.
No. Because guess what? You're setting everyone up just like WWE did with Cody losing. And look, I honestly think it can go either way. If Red loses, cool. Let's see what they do with it. If Tatum loses, okay, cool. Fans go home happy. And in the opposite fashion of WWE, this is a year-long build for Red. Yeah. He tried to cash in. He lost against Tatum. Now he went from losing it to forming Sons of Mayhem and leading it, to losing that, to winning the Rumble, to going against the Suns, to now get against Tatum. That is a good story. That is a full book to tell for him to finally be crowned champion.
Yeah.
Could you add more chapters? Absolutely. Yeah. He loses, he still has to chase. You can do that. Again, it could go either way, and I don't think I'm upset with it.
Yeah. No, and it's unlike with, if I'm thinking booking wise, and this is entirely, Jay Williams, armchair booker, the whole problem with Roman Reigns winning at WrestleMania is the fact that it's starting to get to the point to where do you go now? I mean, it feels a bit like
Cody has to chase harder.
Well, if he even gets to go for it again, given what's happened since, but that's neither here nor there. But it's like if Roman retains and just continues his reign for however long he continues it, it was like, who can at this point beat him? If he's gone through every major name to include the returning superhero.
But given all that, like you said, he's beat through everyone.
Yeah.
Through underhanded means. If Cody finally gets that match, where it is no one involved and Cody finally wins, that's a good moment.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that was all supposed to come back to a comparison here. With Tatum, we don't have that problem. He hasn't gone through everybody yet.
No, he hasn't. But that's also the other thing is I'm looking for is I think one thing that could happen, which I would love, and granted I'm saying this out loud, so it's not going to happen. If Tatum was to bring someone from Red's past to help him, if he gets that giant judge to cost Red, and you have Tatum and Jake Lindsey running the show,
Tatum and Tatum XL.
Tell me that that's not good. Tell me that is not cool. Tell me that you're not going to have Red lose to only fight, because we never really saw that happen. We've never seen him and Jake really face off.
Yeah,
we have no ending to that. Have Tatum. And not that Tatum needs it, but to give Tatum that bodyguard.
That's
that
actually
heater,
also a
that's cool.
layer to the story that I feel like has been left out, is the fact that, it's like, yeah, it was JD that he threw out to win the Rumble, but I feel like there should, this is, I'm sure, booking again, there should have been a layer of, he's not just doing this to take on Tatum, he's doing this to, prove to JD that, no, I don't need your...
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think having the judge come out, cost Red, join forces with Tatum, that kind of solidifies it creates and solidifies a storyline that we never got finished with Red and Judge, because everyone knows how good of friends Jake and Red are. To have Tatum come out and be like, I turned your best friend against you because he even knows you can't do it. He's with the winner. He's with the champion. That's cool. And then, again, to have Red restart that rise to finally get that moment, I think it'd be cool. But again, if Red wins, it's
Red
been a year long enough thing. It's cool.
Beat Jake for the prospect title twice.
Yes, but again, is that really fulfilling and finishing a feud?
Maybe. I don't know.
And again, we haven't seen... neither one of us are. But again, we haven't seen Jake in a while.
Yeah.
And again, granted, I don't know creative. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. Why he is not our top monster heel right now, I don't get. I think reintroducing him here to do that would be great.
That would be interesting. But that is all, supposition of and fantasy booking for Destiny from us, because, we don't know what's going to happen. It's MPX Destiny. We've seen a number of things happen at Destiny before, and, this one could be a swerve from what we expect.
I just thought, because you brought up, for some reason, we've been talking about Destiny, but the fact that you just said it made me think of Mr. Destiny. What if he's Kari's mystery opponent?
That would be interesting, yeah.
He's not coming from Philly. What if? But what if it was Dave Sagan? God, I would love it.
Yeah. But... we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you have your tickets for this weekend, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be standing room only at this point.
Hopefully, maybe.
How's not? I didn't make that comparison. I don't know. I think
when I mean Monster Hill, I mean a giant.
Like
Jake, like Sky, like Brick, like Shaq.
Oh, and there it is.
Those are monsters. Angel. Those are monsters. Tatum was big, but he's not. Would you consider him a monster or a hoss? No.
You just compared Brick to somebody else.
I didn't compare. Didn't compare him.
Get your tickets. Check it out. Be there this Saturday night. MPX Destiny 510 Harwood Lane.
I'm not allowed to say
Bedford,
anything anymore,
Texas.
So I'll be comparing the addresses next, and it's all wrong. So
But make sure you're there, because this is going to be a hell of a show. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you there. Keep it kayfabe, wrestling fans.
See y'all Saturday.
Mark out.